Just to let you guys know, there is a promotion going on for this keyboard and mouse right now. If you are in the market for a gaming keyboard and mouse, I recommend you go over to the link in the description for Newegg. This keyboard is currently going for almost half the price. Yes, it is the best deal you can get on this type of keyboard currently right now. There are a lot of Black Friday deals. If you came here at a later time, I recommend you go and check, because this deal looks like it's going to be going on and it's just not something for Black Friday. So I do recommend that you check it out right now. The gaming keyboard and mouse is at a discounted price. And of course, the original link will be in the description as well from Amazon, where I got this from. Now, I was not paid to do this review or paid to give you this information. I'm just spreading this information to you guys. Make sure you check the link in the description and hurry up and get them. They are running out quickly because this is a huge sale on this keyboard and mouse. What's going on, everybody? This is going to be my review for the Bloody powered by A4 Tech gaming keyboard, Lightstrike mechanical keyboard, with Lightstrike, the world's fastest key response. Let's get into what this is. It's an innovative infrared mechanical switch that is a part of the keys. So let's break down this gaming keyboard and explain to you why this is the keyboard that I'm using now. Before I get into the review, I just want to say that the reason I'm doing a review for this keyboard and this mouse, because there's going to be a review for the mouse as well and some other hardware from Bloody, is because this manufacturer is a group of people that I've actually met in real life, and they actually are gamers and they care a lot about what they're producing. The reason that I feel like this is important enough for me to actually review and share with those of you that decide to watch the video is because these guys are actual people that really enjoy the hardware, the product, and they enjoy trying to give you the best advantage and the best tools for gaming. So that was something that I felt like was perfect for my channel and perfect for me to show you guys. Why? Because some of you guys actually were asking me, do I use gaming keyboards? Do I use a mouse and keyboard when I play games? I'm a technological person, so wherever there's a technical advantage, that's what I choose to use. So with that being said, that is why I'm doing this review. I wasn't paid to do this review or anything like that. So let's get into it. Let's break it down and let's talk about this keyboard. Okay, so let's break down this Ultimate Gaming Gear keyboard. Let's get into some of the different things about the keyboard that you may want to know. Okay, let's talk about the response time and the main feature of this keyboard. The response time is 0.2 milliseconds, and this is due to the fact that it's using Lightstrike, which is actually electronic signal. Lightstrike simply means that it's moving at the speed of light, which is actually faster than what you see in most competitive gaming keyboards. And I'm talking about like Cherry MX switches. This is the most popular keys on the market, but this keyboard is actually faster, and that's why, of course, I'm bringing it to you. So with these keys, you have zero lag and you have a lot of speed. Most Cherry MX switches have about a 30 millisecond delay if it's a metal switch, but these don't use metal switches at all, and most Cherry MXs use mechanical switches, so it's a little bit faster than that. But this is faster than both. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're talking about, so let's stick to that. Of course, you have no double click, which is something that some people will complain about, because if you use mechanical keyboards, you do get a double click, and people have actually become very much accustomed to that. You have a waterproof resistant face on this, so it's dust resistant. I poured water on the keyboard just to see if the water would actually just drip off. That's exactly what happened. So yeah, it is waterproof. Now, of course, that's for you people who are slobs and like to drink on your keyboard or drink over your keyboard, me included. So don't feel bad, because I'm a slob too, because I do it from time to time. We're all guilty of that. Now let's talk about the lighting, because that's very important for some of you people out there, because lighting is important for people. This keyboard is not an RGB keyboard. If you want RGB, this is not the keyboard for you. However, it does accommodate the light show. A lot of us do like the light show, I'll be honest. I've been guilty of actually buying keyboards due to the light show, and the keyboards were not that great. You have 4 levels of brightness. When you press function up and down on the keys, you can get the keys to go brighter, and if you press function 8, you get it in game mode. Game mode is simply because when you want to play, you don't have a light show, the game should stay brightly lit. Now the keys are interchangeable. You can take the keys out in case you need to. Some people will want to know that. The sound, I'm going to give you a sound test, of course, when I'm done talking. And as far as that covers the lighting and the sound. The keys do feel good, and like I said, I will give you the sound. As far as the functioning of the keyboard, yeah, so we pretty much covered that. Now let's talk about the actual shape of the keyboard and how it feels. The armrest on the keyboard is very unique due to the fact that the bottom of it is so unique. You cannot use attachable armrest. It should be a little bit longer, but it's a big keyboard. It's actually pretty good size, so it's good enough for most people. It was big enough for me, and I have big hands, so some people complain about it, but it's actually not something that's that bad. I feel like it's good enough. as it is, okay? Now, the coating is plastic. It looks metal, but it's very hard. It doesn't feel cheap. It definitely has a quality feel to it. In the corners of each side of the keyboard, you have these metal screws that actually let you see how good the quality is, because those are metal and this plastic feels very similar to it, almost like it's not plastic. It feels like it could be a metallic, metalish kind of material. Now, the keyboard on the other side does have a white plastic shell, and it has the clamps in case you want to lift it up, which I use on mine, so that you can stand the keyboard up if you need to. And of course, I use that. Okay, guys, so this is just going to be the simple sound test for the keys, because you cannot have a mechanical keyboard review without a sound test. So let's check it out. Let's hear what we got. Silicone keys. So hopefully this is satisfactory. All right, so let's move back to the review. Let's finish up. Okay, so the key features of this keyboard are the Light Strike, which is the fastest response time on the market. A lot of people are going to go for RGB keyboards and want to get fancy lights, but this focuses on performance, and the key feature is speed, and that's what you will notice in competitive PC gaming is the key thing. This is it right here. So you have the Bloody Light Strike, which is the mechanical switch, which is the fastest response time on any gaming keyboard. The durability is fine. It's sturdy. It's hard. If you drop the keyboard, you're going to definitely be okay. If a key pops out, you'll be able to pop it back in, which that doesn't even happen. It has a neon glare system, which is the LED backlight. Once again, this is a LED keyboard, and it does compete with RGB keyboards, but just doesn't have as much customization. But once again, if you're buying this for lights, you don't want to buy this keyboard. Of course, it is spill proof, the design, which means if you spill something on it, you don't have to worry. Just go get a cloth and wipe it off and drip it out. That's all. Of course, it has the dual mode, which is the game mode and the light mode. So those are the main key features of the keyboard. We're going to get into some more of the details right now. Okay, so let's talk about the key quality. You have suspended keycaps, which means that the switches are actually levitated out so that when you press them, it feels like you're pressing down because it is a light switch. So it does give the feel of the switches, but it's actually using a light switch. You have underwear caps, which means it's a standard US layout so that the keys never wear out. So you don't have to worry about your keyboard wearing out, because that happens with some keyboards from time to time. You'll notice buttons stop working. I know I've been there. You've probably been there before if you use computers. Like I said, a lot of you guys ask me about gaming keyboards. I do use different keyboards. I never really spoke about it, but I have had keyboards where the keys stopped working after a while of me beating on it, because I have been on PC all my life, of course, even if I wasn't gaming on. So I still use them. And of course, I like to have a nice keyboard. Even though if you're not gaming, you don't really need to go buy a fancy keyboard. Let's just be honest. This is for those of you like me who play on console, who play on PC. Of course, you have the anti-slippery keyboard lift, which is the two brackets in the back that prevent the keyboard from moving. And not just that, it levitates the keyboard up. Some of us, we tower over our keyboard, and you need this to kind of lift it up and bring it more closer to you. The palm rest is something that I feel like could have been longer. It's good enough the way that it is, pause, but all this in my hand, longer stuff, I gotta say that I'm sorry. It's unprofessional to some of y'all, but I gotta say it, okay? But anyway, the extended palm rest is not as long as I think it should be. Pause. It should be a little bit longer, and the fact that it's unique is something that means you can't really find one and attach to it to make it longer like some people would. So that's one complaint that I do have about the keyboard, but I do have other keyboards where it's longer, pause, and it feels a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so let's close it out and talk about this keyboard. For those of you coming into PC gaming or who want to get a gaming keyboard, this is going to give you what you really need as far as the response time is concerned. You will be competing with people who have RGB keyboards, because a lot of people who are buying these keyboards are really actually buying them for that reason and for the fact that it has the best switches. This is faster than those. So you do have the winning card in this argument. Now, as far as the quality of the keyboard is concerned, I feel like it's slightly a little pricey, but once again, I'm a technological guy. I actually paid this for fight sticks because I felt like I wanted the advantage when it comes to gaming, and this gives you that. So if you're gonna get into gaming and you want to have the technical advantage, or you want to have the best response time, which is what's most important when you're competitively playing, or why you buying a gaming keyboard in the first place, this is the reason you should get this keyboard. So actually, when I think about it, there's no reason not to if you're coming from that standpoint. Now, if you just want to get the light show, then this is the keyboard you should skip. So that's the argument that we have here. Do you want fastest response times, or do you want pretty light? If you're a person who's looking to get under the hood and get real about your gaming, then I see no reason why this is not the keyboard for you. There are some things about the keyboard I do not like as far as the coloring point is concerned, but once again, this is just cosmetic. I don't like the fact that the color coordination cannot be changed, or the pattern as far as I could see, and I don't like the fact that they used orange lights. I mean, it's a silver keyboard with orange lights. I feel like they should have just went with the red, or should have just stuck with a, traditional color. Other than that, man, I really have no complaints about the keyboard. I had the keyboard for 4 months before I did the review, just to make sure that the keyboard will hold up to the beating I gave it. I really wanted to make sure this keyboard was legit before I did the review, because I'm reviewing this to show you, out of all the keyboards that I have, this is the one that I recommend for you guys out there. If you're the type of person who just got into gaming on PC and you want to compete, this is the perfect keyboard. I do want to say something I didn't say in the other part of the review. The keys do have interchangeable functions, so you can change the macro keys. Like if you're somebody who wants to copy and paste, you can add that to one button and do that feature. That's something that most people don't know, because they don't see the macro buttons on the actual keyboard. They don't know if it has it. So yes, it does have that feature, just like any other gaming keyboard. You can take a key and you can assign something to that key. Okay, so everything is pretty much covered. If you have any other questions and you want to know anything about the keyboard, let me know in the comment section below and I'll get right to you with an answer. Bloody Gaming, the link for this keyboard will be in the description, where I purchased mine, where I got mine. Peace.
Look at those pretty lights. Yeah. Oh, Space Invader. You saw that? I don't know. I always love stuff like that. Nice. It ain't even Christmas. Nice.